Guten Morgen from Phantasialand. This park is somewhere that I visited before I started the channel and I absolutely fell in love with the place, and I've been itching to get back ever since. So I'm here today with my partner. We're actually here for 3 days. We turned up last night, did a little bit of exploring in the park but didn't film anything. I've got a full day on site today and then a couple hours tomorrow before I need to fly back home. Speaking of fly, look what is outside my hotel room. I'm literally surrounded by a roller coaster, which is absolutely spectacular. I'm doing a separate vlog specifically around the Hotel Charles Lindbergh, so if you are thinking about staying here, check that one out when it is up on the channel. But yeah, park isn't open yet. As I say, I'm kind of literally inside the park because I stay on this hotel. But we will get in about an hour's time and I will take you along, and hopefully you will see why I fell in love with this park, because it is spectacular. And we have absolutely nothing like this in the UK. So let's get inside, shall we? Right, I mentioned that there's a special entrance for guests, so I'm just coming down the steps. There's a sign there that says ready to fly, and then pretty much right in front of you, I'll get down these steps, there's a special gate. I know it's not open yet, but just bear with me 2 seconds. La, 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 la. Right, so as you saw, I just came down those steps straight in front of me, and then behind here there is a bit that says Charles Lindbergh ticket, and that is where you go in as a hotel guest, and then it's basically a fast track straight to the front. You'll show them your passes, of which I don't know if I can get them out of my wallet whilst I'm talking to you, but I'm going to try. Yeah, so you've got these tickets. As I say, you get one per person per night. You hand those in, and you have to stand in the queue like everybody else. Happy days. Right, I'm going to start here on f.l.y. Now, because I stay on site, I do have access to the kind of fast track system, and I will be using that later on, but I thought I would go through the normal queue at least once just to see all the theming. I mean, I've seen it once, but my partner has not, and it does take about 5 minutes to get around this queue. So I'll show you some snippets of the theming as we go around this queue. There's the... Right, we've got in, but they're not, so far they haven't let anybody through put their stuff in the lockers. All the lockers are green, so I don't know if we're going to get on the first train or the second train, but everything has to go in lockers. They have kind of metal detectors and scanners and stuff, so yeah, empty your pockets, otherwise you get sent back to the lockers, because we did last night, for a hat. Well, despite a little mishap with the lockers, remember I said you have to take everything out of your pockets? Like we got caught yesterday for a hat. I had a spare GoPro battery in my zipped up pocket, and they wouldn't even let that, even though it was zipped up. So I had to go back to the lockers, put it in, and we still managed to get on the first train. I have to say, for the first train and the fact that obviously coasters go slow in the morning, that still felt really good. Really, really good. I am curious. I'm going to ask Carly, because Carly went on it last night and was not a fan.
Carly's not going on it again.
And Carly said, I'm going to go on it again in the morning and see what it's like.
No, it's just as bad.
There you go. Okay, so I absolutely loved that, and that means I've got 4 fast passes because Carly's not going to use hers.
Yeah.
So anyway, now that that crazy rush is done, it says the queue's 40 minutes already. So I'm kind of glad we just got there and went. There was people using the fast track queue. I did wonder how you can specifically ask for front row, and I wondered how that works, because you then go to the lockers and then it's kind of a free-for-all, but they give you a wristband for the locker, and I figured out they give you a red one if you're front row and a blue one for every other row. So you
get your locker number,
there's a machine. If you forget your locker number, you can tap a little thing on the wall and it'll tell you what number you're in. So yeah, anyway, that's that done. Everything else, mouse to chocolat, 20 minutes, most things 5 minutes. So let's just go for a wander and see. I mean, the mouse is near us, so we didn't do that last night. So I'll go and take Carly on that and see when I get off. Right, this is me from tomorrow, because yesterday was the main vlog, and today I thought I'm going to try and get front row on f.l.y. So we were here super early because we obviously staying in the hotel, and I got on the first train front row, and oh my god, that is a front row coaster. That is absolutely bonkers. Way more ejector on that front row, and obviously you can see where you're going. That was absolutely mental. I think I might have some footage of it. Carly got a little bit of it. It's really hard to tell because I couldn't message her to say what train I was on. So if there is any, I'll put it in. Anyway, back to the main vlog. Hello from the future again. I mean, I've got fast pass today. If you want to know why, check the vlog about the hotel. So we just did Hotel Tartuffe, which is the most bonkers madhouse. Not a Vekoma madhouse, like a fun house, crazy house thing. That's a good laugh. So if you come here, make sure you don't miss that, because you'll probably walk past it. Okie dokie, there's Mouse of Chocolate done, so shooting some mice with pastry guns and 3D glasses. It's actually quite good, although my arms are killing me.
That's because you're competitive.
I'm competitive. I thought I did alright with 160,000, then at the end it says the highest score is 790,000. Sure. They're building something. I don't know what they're building, because there's a big crane. But now we're going in. We didn't do the 2 Winjas coasters last night or Crazy Bats, so I'm going to take Carly on those and see what she thinks. But yeah, just trying to get around things before the queues get too big. Because before I left Edinburgh yesterday, checking queue times, there were like 5-10 minutes. By the time I got here in the evening, it was like 30-40 minutes. So I'm hoping we can knock a lot of stuff out before it gets busy. But today's a Saturday, so it could be busier than yesterday. Let's go do some spinning coasters, shall we? Right, I thought I was going to go, oh it's dark. I thought I was going to go and do the 2 Winjas, but I couldn't find my way in. So we're doing Crazy Bats instead. So the only VR coaster I've done, and typically people say VR is terrible, I really enjoyed this one last time. So I'm curious to see Carly's reaction, because she gets motion sick with some stuff and she wasn't sure she's going to do it, but she's in the queue, so she's going to try it, and we'll see when she gets off what she thinks. It's a really cute little story, so obviously I can't take you along because, well, there's no filming on rides anyway, but if I did, you wouldn't see the VR, so I'll report back. Oh my god, there's so many steps in this park. Jesus. See you in 5 minutes. I've got this headset to put on. Right, there's a VR coaster done, Crazy Bats. Again, I absolutely loved that. The headset was a little heavier than I remember. It's a bit sore on the bridge of my nose. Carly, I think she said it was very well done.
It's really good, really good. And I was fine during it, but the minute it stopped is when I then started.
Yeah, so that's a little bit backwards, but yes. Yeah. So as soon as it stopped, and then it says, the new thing is it comes up in multiple languages and says, you know, the ride is now over, take your headset off. So we did. And I turned to Carly and all that, so you know, so now we're going to do some spinning coasters. Anyway, we're inside, so here's Winjas, I have no idea. Fear and Force. Think of what Spinball Wizard could have been, because these are mental. They have lots of trick elements in them. If you don't want to know what those trick elements are, I'll put a time to skip ahead. But if you do want to know and you've never been on it, it has a bounce track, it has a seesaw, it has a sideways tilt track on one of them, and then something else. There's quite a lot. Oh, you go into a lift and it shoots you up straight away, so there's lots of cool trick elements in this one. Anyway, I'm hoping to get Carly on it. Let's see. That's one of the Winjas done. I couldn't tell you which one, because so you go on the queue and then there's a bit where it says go this way for fear and this way for force, and one of them was blocked off, so everyone's going one way, and then later on in the queue it's split with no signs, And I went to the one that was moving the fastest, which I think was the wrong choice. I've done them both before. That one was the least intense, I don't know if that's the right word, the least things. Well, I've already mentioned previously all the weird things it does. I mean, it was good, but bad signage on that one. And one thing, most of the queues so far have been quicker than the advertised time. That one, yeah, it was pretty much bang on the advertised time. So Carly didn't come on with me because she's still not feeling great, so I don't know what is next. It is getting busier, so I'm just going to wander about and go on something. I wasn't going to film today, and this is the third time I've spoke to you from the future. I got Carly on one of the Winjas. Fear, I think, the one I didn't go on yesterday. She was okay. I don't think she'll do it again, but she appreciated it for what it was. That one's got, again, if you don't want spoilers, skip ahead. That one's got the seesaw. The other one had the sideways tilt. Very, very clever. Very clever. So, anyway, I might see you again later. Otherwise, back to yesterday. So we're about to go on Chapas, which is probably one of the best themed log flumes in the world. It has the steepest drop of a log flume anywhere in the world. And I'm hoping, I've heard, that in the winter they changed the depth of it so that you don't get as wet. I mean, it still looks like there's a splash. And to get Carly on this, I've said I'll go in the front. So if anyone gets wet, it's this guy. But it is absolutely bonkers from what I remember. Backward sections, disco sections, silly steep drop. In fact, if I've timed this nicely, and I probably won't, you'll get to see that bit right there. As I say, world's steepest drop. It's good fun. I mean, Carly's, you can probably see Carly's face looking at me like I've got two heads. Let's go! You know what I said before I went on that about how they change it in the winter so you don't get so wet? Whoever told me that was lying. I'm soaking. I volunteered to go in the front row. You know, just, yeah, I mean, you probably can't see me. Can't you take that? Hold on a second. I mean, soaking. Oh, these are gone. Absolutely gone. Like, that's the one thing with being in the front. There's nowhere to put your feet, and then when you are going down, all the water rushes to the front of the boat. So, yeah, I don't mind being a little bit wet, but my feet are soaking, and that's not pleasant. So, anyway, it's good fun though, because as I say, there's backwards disco sections and stuff, and I think Carly enjoyed it. Although she had said to me, go on it at the end of the day. It does shut 4 hours before the park, so we couldn't have gone on at the very end. But now I've just got squelchy feet. Right, we're near Talakan, which there's absolutely no danger Carly is going on, so I'm probably going to go on it. And I'll see if Carly can film me on it. You can't choose if you go in the front or the back. So if I'm on the front, you'll see me. If I'm on the back, you probably won't. Right, I've just done Talakan, or Toxicator maybe? If Toxicator is anything like that, we are in for something special at Alton Towers. That was bonkers. I really enjoyed it, but my god, I could feel all the blood rushing to my head. I got a bit of a sore head now, so I'm going to see what the queue's like for Black Mamba. We did it last night. If it's not too bad, I'm going to go on it. But yeah, that was good fun. I'm hoping Carly filmed when I was on it, and I was sitting in the back corner, so I'm hoping I can get some footage in of me being an absolute idiot. No pressure, Carly. Hope your camera skills are good. Right. Black Mamba. Maybe. You'll notice this is not Black Mamba.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that later, so we're going to do a ghost train. Everything here is really well themed. This is terrible. This is the most cheesy ghost train you've ever seen. So I'll try and film some of it. But this bit's going to be really dark, so see you in there. That's the Geister ride, which I think is Ghost Train, kinda, roughly. It's an Omnimover thing, a bit like the Haunted Mansion in Disney. It is so tacky. I did take a full POV. I probably will put clips in. I think it's been there for a very long time, and it probably just shows you how much Phantasialand, sorry, has come along with their theming, because that's just tacky and cheesy and really out of date, and everything else now is beautiful. You look at Tara and you look at f.l.y, they are just stunning. We're staring at boards right now trying to figure out what on earth we're going to do next, because there's quite a lot of big numbers in front of me. We're trying to find some little ones. So I'll see you on something once we decide what we're doing. Right, I've decided to do f.l.y Palace. Their Vekoma Madhouse. It's not the best Vekoma Madhouse, and Carly's going to skip this one out because she doesn't do Vekoma Madhouses. So I'm going to hear, I don't understand any of it because there's no subtitles and it's all in German. And it's dark. So I'll see you when I get off.
Ja, der sitzt hier immer noch nicht. Jubel, sit down!
That's the Madhouse done, f.l.y Palace or whatever it is. It's not the best Vekoma Madhouse. Definitely still think Hex is a lot better. I know Hex gets a lot of criticism for the sprinkly lights and stuff, but that was weird because when it goes upside down there's like this grey screen, which for most of it was pointless, and then at the very end they projected a video onto it. Like, they should probably do that all the time when you see it, because it just looks really odd. Speaking of odd, the pre-show, I thought I was watching Mortal Kombat. I was genuinely waiting on them to go, finish him. Finish him. So anyway, it's done. I mean, I'm not doing it again, so job done. Right, assuming I don't follow my arse, we're going to go on Rake. It's just 35 minutes. I was going to go and get food, but we're walking past it, so we'll do that, and then we'll find food. I want to go to a restaurant that's sit down because I'm freezing and I want to be indoors. And you can't see me anymore, so I'll see you when I get off Rake. Right, we have just done Rake, and now we're going to do single rider on Taran because it says 70 minutes. And I don't really want to do 70 minutes. My feet are still soaking and freezing from that log flume, and I need some food. So we did this last night, and my partner wants to see what it's like in the daylight. So single rider, hopefully a lot less than 70 minutes. Right, that's Taran done. Single rider was a bad idea. At the end of the queue, and I don't think it was at the start, at the end of the queue it says single rider may take longer than the normal queue. It didn't, but it took exactly the same amount of time. It said 70 minutes, and single rider was 70 minutes, and the biggest problem with it is single rider doesn't move very much. So, oh no, it does say it at the start. We just didn't read it. Oh well. I mean, you know, it's fine, it was good. But with single rider, as I say, the queue doesn't move, so my feet are like blocks of ice. They're still wet from Chiapas. So I'm going to get some food and I'm going to go back to the hotel and put my feet in the shower. And then use a hairdryer to dry my shoes. Trainers was a bad idea. But Carly wanted to get on it in the day because we went on it last night. So Carly, what would you think of it in the daytime?
I don't know, it's actually good either, daytime or nighttime.
It is.
Good either way.
It is spectacular.
You have to have your hands up.
Oh, I didn't put my hands up. I was cuddled in. I was freezing. Right, I'm gonna go and grab some food and do all the things I just said, and then Carly's not doing f.l.y, and I've got 4 fast passes for f.l.y. Nom nom nom. Big bit of tuna pizza in my belly.
5 minutes later.
Right, I have defrosted my toes and I've come back out to Rookburg and used up my fast passes. Bumped into a friend, Jonathan, who you may have seen on some of Joe's videos, and we have just done 2 shots through the fast pass. Annoyingly, with the fast pass though, you cannot pick your row. I kind of hoped we were going to be able to ask for a front row, and sadly you can only do that if you actually queue in the front row. I had hoped that the hotel pass would get you in, but apparently not. So anyway, it is dark and atmospheric and I have no idea what is next, but I'll see you wherever the next thing is. I've just done the Colorado Express, which I did last night with Carly. I just did it there with Jonathan. That thing is absolutely bonkers. That is what a mine train should be. Crazy, relentless, and very long. Very, very long. I don't know what I'm going to do next, because there's an hour left in the park. Oh, I just got dripped on. That was cool. That queue though, that's deceptive. It said 35 minutes and it was a massive, massive queue, but it actually moves, and it was bang on 35 minutes. By the time we got to the station it said 60, but we were 35 minutes, so happy days. As I say, there's an hour left, so I'm going to look at that board and find something to do. I don't know whether to go in the queue for Taran, but Taran says 2 hours, so it's probably shut. Anyway, I will see you on whatever is next. Okay, so I've just had another shot on Mystery Castle because I went on it last night. There's supposed to be 2 different cycles on that one, and I think I might have just had both. From what I've heard, it changes in the evening, but I've done both rides in the evening, so that doesn't make any sense. It is a crazy drop tower. If you don't like drop towers, you're not going to like that ride, but it is absolutely bonkers. Yeah, where am I going now? Not that way, that's the way to leave the park. We're not leaving the park, we're going on to something else. I'm going to try and sneak in Black Mamba. I have dinner reservations at 8:30 and the park shuts at 8, so I'm hoping I can get on Black Mamba. But yeah, that was good, I enjoyed that. So fingers crossed, one more ride. I've just done Nemesis in Africa, also known as Black Mamba. Ooh, fireworks! Fireworks behind me. Not anymore, there's not. Anyway, I just did their B&M suspended coaster, and it is mental. Definitely, I don't remember it being that good, but I would say it's better than Nemesis. And you can't see most of the track, so I'm going to try and get some footage. I mean, there's fireworks. Lovely fireworks. I might actually put some footage in. I got the fireworks last night. I'm clearly not going to get over there for tonight, so the park closes in a minute. So I'll put some fireworks in and then I'll wrap up. That's my main day over. Hopefully you have seen throughout this vlog why I fell in love with this park. It is spectacular. I have done a second vlog of staying in Hotel Charles Lindbergh, which I'm walking up the steps to right now, and a hints and tips video. So if you are coming here, make sure you check those out as well. But from Phantasialand, from a noisy Phantasialand, I've been Chris, you've been watching Coaster Dad, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios!